Hello and welcome to Autodesk Design Academy. In this video you will learn the basics of Fusion 360 by following these steps to create the official F1 model block. As a quick note, the F1 model block is the block of medium density modeling foam from which the f1inSchools cars are made. Dimensions for the official F1 model can be found in the f1inSchools rules and regulations. In this activity we will learn to create a new project, create a new design, create a sketch, and create some basic features. Okay, let's get started. This is the Autodesk Fusion 360 interface. It's very simple. We have editing, creating, and sharing capabilities across the top. You'll start to build your project data along the left, and as we go, you'll build a project history along the bottom. Let's start by making a new project. First thing you want to do is open your data panel. Up here in the top left, you'll click Make New Project. Let's go ahead and title this one f1inSchools. Once the new project is created, you can open and invite others to join the project, or you can just get started. Let's close the data panel. Let's create a new design and sketch. In Fusion 360, click the File button in the upper left hand and select New Design. Before you can save your design, you must start modeling in the workspace. Let's select Sketch. Let's select Rectangle, 2-point rectangle from the drop-down menu to start sketching. Click OK in the notification dialog if it appears. You may also choose not to display this notice in the future. Select the right plane to base the sketch on. Move your cursor to the center of the axis and click it when it becomes highlighted. Move your cursor up and to the right to begin to draw a rectangle. In the boxes, type 50 millimeters, press return, enter, and 23 millimeters. In the horizontal, press return again to input the dimensions. Finally, press return to finish. Click Stop Sketch. You can now use the Shift key and hold down the middle mouse button, 2 fingers on a Mac trackpad, to rotate the viewer. Alternatively, use the View cube to set the orientation. You will see the shape you have created is flat. Now you need to make it solid. From the Create drop-down, select Extrude. Select the sketch profile you have just made. In the window, type 32.5 millimeters. Select Symmetric and check New Body is selected in the operation. Click OK. This will create a box that has a plane running through the center of it. This will be useful later on when you need things to be the same on both sides of your car. Save your design by clicking the Save icon on the upper left. Enter a name like f1inSchools block in the dialog box and select which A360 project you want to save your design to. Next, let's create some features on the block. Now you are going to produce the hole in the end of the block that fits the CO2 cartridge. Select Sketch, Circle, Center Diameter Circle. You then need to select where to sketch the circle. There are different ways you can do this. Option 1, select the plane your modeling cursor is near. Option 2, extend the origin in the browser. Option 3, use the View cube to select the left side of the block. Your block will then spin to allow you to face your sketch directly. On the right-hand side of the window, you should see the sketch palette. Make sure Options Snap is selected. This makes it easier to position things on the grid. Move your cursor up from the origin and you should see a dashed blue line. This indicates it is the center of that face. Go about halfway up and click Dimension the circle to 19mm diameter. And click Return. Now you need to position the circle accurately from the bottom of the block. Select Sketch, Sketch Dimension. Now click the center of your circle and the bottom center of the block. Drag out your dimension and change it to 29mm. The circle should update to the new position. Stop the sketch. Select Modify and select Press Pull. Go ahead and select the circle if it didn't select for you. Let's rotate. In the Extrude window, type a distance of -52mm. It should flick the preview arrow around and make it a cut inside the block. You can also do this by dragging the blue line. Click OK. You now need to model the tether line slot. This is the slot that runs underneath the car. Select the center rectangle from the sketch dropdown. Select the same face you were just working on. Start the center of the rectangle at the origin. Make the sizes 6mm across and 12mm down. Stop the sketch. Select Press Pull from the toolbar. Select the top part of the rectangle extrude. You now need to cut this part all the way through the block. You could drag the blue arrow inside the block, or select Cut from the operation and Through All as the extent. Go ahead and click OK. Let's rotate our model to see that everything has worked. You should now notice there is a timeline at the bottom of the screen. This is like a history of everything you have done so far. You can double-click any of these icons to edit these parts, and your model will update with these changes. Let's go ahead and click Save.